Welcome. It's KHTS on 98.1 FM and 1220 AM KHTS. We were just dancing. Like that music comes on. If you don't even twitch a toe, you're dead inside.
I can't help but dance to that.
Can't help but dance to that.
It's such a good groove.
I know it. So it's 89 degrees, currently 108 in the afternoon. Hello, you're on Common Ground with...
Jason Downs.
Right. No, I knew it.
You blanked on that one.
Did not.
Bobby Marchesso.
Hello.
Bobby Marchesso.
And Patty Schwarzenegger. What is your last name?
Suika.
Right.
Suika.
Missed it by
that much.
Just a little. Yeah. I mean, we're getting closer.
I knew it was something.
I also would have taken Swayze as well. Like Patrick Swayze.
You're kind of pushing it, aren't you, though?
Maybe a little bit.
Suika.
Yes.
Suika. Yeah, so, welcome to Common Ground. I'm Jason Downs, as we just pointed out. Welcome to a place where we can all agree on the important stuff, like having a civil discourse about difficult subjects or spreading love and kindness. That's what we should all be striving for, right? We can agree on that.
Oh, okay.
And a living, breathing example of that right here in the studio working on our board each week is Patty Suika. Right? I mean, a ball of sunshine.
Wow. He really is.
He is. And, of course, we're lucky to have my friend Bobby Marchesso here back at my side to weather this thing we call life in the funny papers.
Wow. That, went deep right off the bat.
Today's April 19. I'm so glad you've joined us here on Common Ground. Here's to a great show, a great day, a great week for all of us. Our show is sponsored by Denny & Company, LLP, certified public accountants. They make your life less taxing. This is tax month now.
It is.
So give Matt Denny a call. He knows what he's doing. We're also sponsored by the law offices of Lou Espin. When experience counts, count on experience at espinlaw.com, ESBINLAW.com. And now, in honor of Shakespeare's birthday this week.
Oh, it's Will's birthday, is it?
It is. I mean...
Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. How you doing? You all right? Huh? How's things? How's life?
That's funny because I also have a quote from Will Rogers here at the top of my page that I don't remember why I put it there. But it's pretty...
Because you Googled Will, and then
yeah, it was the first thing that popped up.
I
was, that's a great one. I love Will Rogers, but...
Will Brimley...
Okay, Wilford
Brimley. I know, but, we're on a first name.
Exactly.
Sorry, Jason's choking right now. And the thing about it is that Patty and I are just laughing. Nobody's dialing 911. Interesting. So give me the dates of Shakespeare. He was 14?
15. He was born in 1564.
1564. Gotcha.
Yes.
And then how old was he? How long did he live?
He died in 16... where are my notes? Where are they? Where are they?
Well, I don't know.
1564. I was right. So April 23rd, this week, 1564. And then he died in 1608. So he didn't live incredibly long, but...
No, but still so prominent.
I know. That's incredible
nowadays.
To me.
Crazy.
I mean, right? Over 400 years ago, and he's still the most...
Revered
playwright and writer, and
it seems like anybody who's serious about acting, not me, but anybody who's really serious has done a Shakespeare that guy with
Shakespeare, right?
has done a monologue or a play or something, because that's the study.
We have to study in school.
That's
for
the study, sake. Right?
I mean, even if you haven't pursued acting, like you and myself have, we still have to study it in school. I mean, what did you have to read, Patty? You had to read Romeo and Juliet, at least.
That's exactly.
No, he was Dr. Seuss. Okay, don't try to make yourself all refined now.
I could not, would not in a box.
Exactly.
I could not, would not with a fox.
Exactly. Now put a few doth not with a fox, have not with a box.
I wilt not.
Thou shalt not eat with a fox on a train, nor in a plane.
That's
boy.
good.
So, but you have British words, from what I understand.
Well, I mean,
Like
yeah.
there's British-
So we're gonna have a theme, a little bit of a theme today, right?
All right.
In honor of our beloved bard Shakespeare. I thought it might be fun to read the 10 most British quotes according to a website called top10s.net.
Okay.
Um,
Are you going to do this in an English accent?
Well, I know how much you love, doing accents. I know how much Patty loves doing accents, or at least attempting them. So I thought we could have.
Ouch. Yeah, ouch.
Patty, just to give you an idea, is behind this big, it's a screen of sorts made of plexiglass, and his hair blew back
Yeah, no, it did.
from that one.
Oh, it's said with love. But I mean, yeah, I thought we'd have fun with this. So,
All right.
the British are often stereotyped as being stoic and reserved, right? The kind of people who respond to poor customer service with a sternly worded letter, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, in celebration of British wit and understatement, I thought we would discuss the 10 most British sentences ever uttered. And this was written by a Brit, so I feel like it's pretty legit.
Yeah.
So here's the first quote.
Get up, George. You're embarrassing me.
That's a thing?
You have to have a story. No. These are just quotes
Okay.
that embody the British, okay? So this was said by Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher to her bodyguard immediately after being shot at by the SAS. So apparently the story goes that her bodyguard ducks under the table, and this was just during an exercise, okay? This wasn't even like they were really being shot
He
at.
went under the table,
Yes.
and the Queen is.
And the Prime Minister just sat
Prime Minister's
there.
just sitting there.
The Iron Lady, just quintessentially,
Oh my God.
and he's cowering under the table. This is just
Yeah.
an exercise for them to be prepared if something like this happened.
And she
right?
says what?
and
Again.
she said, and she says,
Get up, George. You're embarrassing me.
No kidding.
yeah.
Get up, George. You're embarrassing me.
Oh my God.
And
That's
he,
so
I mean,
funny.
can you imagine how embarrassed he must have been?
After he packed his bags and left, I would assume.
After he was fired.
Jeez.
All right,
Great
so
bodyguard.
here's one.
Chatfield, there seems to be something wrong with our bloody ships today.
This was said by Admiral David Beatty shortly after 2 of the ships under his command exploded in front of him.
I think there's a bit of a problem.
Something seems to be wrong with our bloody ships.
It's like the British version of Josh. I think we're going to need a bigger boat.
But just so reserved, right? I mean, just
Yeah.
so reserved and polite,
Would you mind taking a look at this? Can you see? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah, no fireballs. Yeah.
Seems to be something wrong with our bloody ships today.
Interesting. Oh my God. I love it.
I love it.
More. Give me more.
All right. You could probably guess who said this.
Okay.
I can't wear beige because nobody would know who I am.
George Harrison.
Close. The Queen.
Oh.
Very close, though.
No, Paul McCartney would have been closer.
She,
All right, I can't-
she only wears pastel colors. Like,
Right.
can you think of anything that, she's pink
No.
and blue and bright, sort of, right? And so she made this joke about herself. I
So
guess, at
do
some
it
point.
again. Say it again.
I can't wear beige because nobody would know who I am.
You know I just do that so I can watch him.
I can't wear beige.
I'm not amused.
All right, here's
Right.
one. All right, this is an interesting one.
Okay.
He says, "We had a very serious evening, you know." That's the quote. Cosmo Duff Gordon said this when speaking about a boat trip he took aboard the Titanic. The Titanic. Yes, we're talking about that Titanic. So he was a gentleman through and through, this guy, okay? And he waited and waited and waited, patiently letting other people, get on the boats and whatnot. I think he ended up getting on one of the very last ones with his wife. And then he went before a tribunal afterwards, when they were investigating this whole thing. And they were actually trying to sort of imply that he should have forced the sailors to go back and pick more people up. Almost blaming him. This is in trial. This is in a courtroom. And he said famously, "Well, we were having a very serious evening, you know." We had a very serious evening.
The band was struggling.
So, perhaps I wasn't, thinking as clearly as I should have, enforcing the sailors to
Please
go.
forgive me. My wits were not about me that
I was
evening.
concerned for my wife's well-being, and it was
Holy
a horror. I
smokes.
mean, he was literally watching this thing go down,
Yeah.
and people dying all around him. And,
That's
and
crazy.
anyhow, I mean, it was yes.
You know, on a quick side note,
Yeah.
with the Titanic, there was a lady who was coming down the grand staircase, and she tripped. There was some piece of food or something on the stairs. She tripped and fell. She broke her arm, and so all the medics came over, and everything. I caused quite a commotion. And somebody had said, "Well, that'll probably be the most talked about event through this whole trip."
Ooh.
Don't say stuff like that.
Oh no.
Only.
What else could go wrong is basically what you're saying.
Yikes.
Ouch. So anyway, okay, do you have more?
I do.
Nice.
If you care to hear more.
I say I do.
By God, sir, I've lost my leg. Is the next quote. By God, sir, I've lost my leg.
Have you seen my leg? I'm going to go with Monty Python.
Yeah.
Close again. Lord Uxbridge.
Oh,
Lord Uxbridge.
that Lord Oxbridge.
Yes. Lord Uxbridge, upon noticing his leg had been blown clean off by a cannonball.
Well, ouch.
Ouch. Ouch, I say.
Ouch, I say.
Can't you see? I've got no bloody leg.
Get your own tea.
Yes. I can't be bothered with your tea right
Exactly.
now, my good man.
Wow.
I've got no leg.
Can't you see, you ponce?
And the next quote is in response to that. This is the Duke
Walk
of,
it off.
This is the
That's
this is the Duke of Wellington's
We'll do that when we get to
response.
the Bronx the Bronx quotes there. That'll be, get up, rub some dirt on it. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Shake it off. All right. This is the response.
Yeah.
This by the Duke of Wellington. He says, "By God, sir, so you have." That was it. By God, sir.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you
Good
so
confirmation. Thank you.
much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm vindicated.
So we're both in agreement.
Yes.
We do like.
How many think I've lost my leg? Okay, that's 1 for, 1
A
against.
show,
Right.
a show of hands, please.
Thank you.
An excellent observation. Yes, thank you.
Very
Yes.
nice.
All those in favour?
Raise your right leg. Oh, I can't.
My leg seems to be missing, sir.
Everybody step forward except for me.
My apologies, we cannot accept your vote.
Atlanta. All right.
All right, here's one. This was actually a sign placed in a British store that had just been hit by bombs during the famous Nazi Blitz. I know there were many, but during the Second World War, this was a sign placed in front of a British store. We are still open, more open than usual.
Ah, I love it.
I mean,
I love that. That's
I
good.
mean, that's right. I mean, that's again. These are just quotes, sort of embodying who the British are
Yeah.
and their wit and their reserve. The establishment was missing half of their roof, obviously.
Yes. If you had to explain that.
I'm sorry.
It's not-
Yeah, no, you're right. But we're on
it's
the
not fun.
radio, so
Yeah.
I never know. What's conveyed.
Then they're missing
within
out.
my.
Okay,
No,
we
you're right.
got that. After it was bombed,
You're right.
which means
You're absolutely.
Patty. So after they were
So,
bombed,
yeah,
they blew the roof off,
Blitz was-
Oh.
and so he put a sign that said, "We're more open than usual."
now
Right.
now he gets it.
Do you see?
No,
now-
I understood it the first
now,
time.
Now he gets it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad I'm here for you, Patty.
All right. Here's a great one. This is okay. I told you I was ill. Is the quote.
I remembered something
Okay,
like this
this
because
is-
he died.
You're right. This is the proposed epitaph for Spike Milligan's tombstone. This is what he
Yes.
wanted to be written. on.
Yes.
I told you I was ill.
And-
he's a famous comedian at the
It's
time.
hilarious. And so I can't remember if it was, I don't know if it was W.C. Fields or somebody who's in the Westwood Cemetery, Hollywood-wise, that has that on his tombstone that says,
Oh.
"I told you I was sick." And then, of course, Stanley of Oliver and Hardy, he didn't say anything like that, but what he did say was, if you cry at my funeral, I will never speak to you again. I love that. All right,
Well, they
one
wouldn't.
more.
I mean, apparently the graveyard, it was, I think, one of the more famous graveyards there, wouldn't allow them to put that. They thought it was disrespectful to the other, I guess,
It's
folks
the guy's
in
last words.
It's his last
That's
words.
not disrespectful.
So the way his family got around that was they wrote it in Gaelic, apparently, or something. So
right.
and that was okay.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
One more.
of course, always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah.
Always look on the most popular song played at British funerals, right there by Monty Python. So it all comes
my
round
gosh.
to
Yeah.
always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah. Classic.
Classic. All right. So there you
There
go.
you go.
I thought that was
Those were awesome.
thanks.
I really enjoyed that more than the other stuff you do. I
Right.
thought it was really. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
meant to-
you had to get me back for insulting Patty. I
No,
know.
no. I thought we went to break. So you're listening to 98.1 FM. AM is on 1220 KHTS. It is 124. Listening to Common Ground with Jason and Bobby. We'll be back right after this.
Choosing the right coffee service was a top priority for John Hayes, owner of Hayes Plumbing in Santa Clarita. John's glad he called Sean Milligan at Professional Coffee Service.
Well, once we found Sean at Professional Copy Service, we've been very, very happy. We started using him right after our factory warranty had expired on the current copier that we had purchased, and Sean and his guys have been far and above better than the factory warranty service.
Professional Coffee Service, 299-5756, 299-5756. The only authorized Canon dealer for sales and service in Santa Clarita for Santa Clarita, Professional Coffee Service.
We try to keep everything we can in this valley. We shop local ourselves, and we try to use any local merchant as possibly can.
Call Sean Milligan at Professional Coffee Service, 299-5756.
Call Professional Copy Service immediately. They'll save you a lot of time and get your office staff back up to full production.
Professional Copy Service, Santa Clarita's only authorized Canon office equipment dealership. Ask about our free on-site demos.
Congratulations to Reeves Complete Auto Center for 13 successful years in the Santa Clarita Valley. They've been serving you, your family, and friends since April of 2008.
Since you're a big part of our success, we want to thank you by giving you $13 off any auto repair bill, excluding oil changes, between the week of April 12th and April 16th. Tune-ups, brakes, transmissions, AC repair, and much, much more. Please come see us at Reeves Complete Auto Center, located on Ruther Avenue in Canyon Country.
Go online at reevesservice.com.
Aloha, friends! Go check out Honu Coffee, home of the best cold brew coffee. What makes their coffee special is how their organic coffee beans are infused with nitrogen to create a smooth and delicious cup of coffee. You'll also find traditional bold coffees and island-inspired signature drinks. They're the perfect place to catch up with friends or just relax with your favorite cup of joe. Honu Coffee on Lyons and Walnut in Newhall. Stop by and say aloha.
And now for your convenience, a second Honu location at 23502 Lyons Avenue between Peachland and Apple.
Hometown.
Traffic report, simple news, weather, and lots of music.
They pretty much play everything.
Your hometown station.
And welcome back, everyone. 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. KHTS. What? KH. There's no fast way to say that.
KHTS.
There's no fast way for me to say that. So it's 127, 89 degrees. Welcome back. You're listening to Common Ground with Jason and Bobby here on KHTS.
Is it really 89?
Was that right?
Yeah.
KHTS.
KHTS. KHTS.
I don't know why I have a problem with that. Anyway, we'll be right back after this. No, I'm kidding. Patty, we told Patty to be ready. I wanted to test it. All right.
89 degrees already, man.
89.
I know, right?
All right. So we wanted to talk about a couple of things today. One of which is, our kids getting back to school finally. We're dads. let me lead into this by just a couple things that have happened in history on this day, because I feel like there's a lot going on that it's just helpful to remember. There's some perspective and helpful to remember that we're still dealing with a lot of the same things. So 1775, on this day, the American Revolution began in Lexington, Massachusetts. The shot heard round the world took place in Concord. That's one thing. So 1943, the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, which was an act of resistance by the Polish Jews under Nazi occupation, began this day and was quelled four weeks later.
And the same day as the American Revolution.
Interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
1995, on this day, Oklahoma City bombing. Timothy McVeigh. Truck
There's some
bomb.
pretty wild coincidences, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just weird.
And, yeah. 1993, on this day, after a 51-day standoff with U.S. federal agents, Waco, Texas, 80 members of the Branch Davidian religious group perished in a fire set by the agents.
That is just weird to me. I guess I never put all that together,
Well, and why would you? I mean, that's what I mean. Like, I don't look at these things until I type in, today in history when I'm preparing for the show.
But wow.
And it's just,
it's weird.
And we've had 6 mass shootings in the past, 3, 4, 5 days?
Yeah. Interesting. I wonder what would attribute to that, psychology-wise, or just wild coincidence. But I believe in, energy and, all this kind of things that resonate. But what is it about this first part of April that violence seems to resonate with?
Maybe it's just warm enough. I mean, like, we're just coming out of a pandemic, which is even more so.
Coming out of winter, you think?
Yeah. But coming out of winter and people are pent up, like they are now, and we're finally getting back out in the world. I don't know why we're getting back out in the world with guns blazing, but, pent up anger, pent up energy, pent up. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but...
No, but I mean, we know people, though, don't we? And so...
We know people.
It's tough sometimes to figure out. Like, I know people really well. I can read people and such, but I swear there are times when I can't even get into the mind of some people nowadays, to think... I mean, again... It's tragedy all the way around, isn't it?
It is.
I remember the shooting that took place in the Amish community, and the Amish actually invited the shooter's parents to come over and pray with them because they had a loss as well, right? You can imagine, if you're a responsible parent, of course, that your son was the one who did all of that. It's such a tragic situation all the way around. And, so you understand to the depths of all of that, but some people it's like, what?
Well, and as parents, right? I mean, it's hard for me not to look at these situations from that perspective.
I'd be devastated because they're coming after you, right? It's got to be how they were raised.
Absolutely.
And I believe in that a lot, but there's also a certain age when they really do start just making up their own mind on things. And you've done the best you can, but pretty soon they're starting to make their own decisions.
Certainly. But I still feel like a parent is accountable to know what's going on inside their own home. Do you know what I'm saying? If they've moved out, and you're talking about, a son who's grown and living out on their own, fine.
Right.
But if they're under your roof, it's really hard for me to let myself off the hook.
No, you're right.
Saying?
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I totally agree with you that it's still tragedy all the way around. And I just don't understand why we can't all... I mean, do you think everyone would agree that gun violence is undesirable and bad? I mean, do you think everyone would at least agree with that? Even if you love guns...
pro-guns and everything like that. Yeah, it's a horrible thing.
Because, I mean, look, I grew up... I mean, I'm not trying to take the gun out of my grandfather's hand, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? He grew up hunting and took me hunting. You know what I mean? My uncles. I mean, it's a way of life.
Yeah.
And I'm also not opposed to people protecting themselves.
No, of course not.
so we're not talking about those kinds of things. I've had gentlemen on here from the Rotary who I respect, who teach gun safety. One's a venerated, decorated veteran, and one teaches gun safety. All for that. But why can't we agree on something as simple as, say, these bills that have been sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk for who knows how long, that he's just been sitting on. Yeah. That would require background checks on all purchases. Why not?
Yeah.
Why disagree with that? What's the other really obvious one? A waiting period. Why would we be opposed to that? Even if we're supportive of, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to prevent someone like this poor kid. I say poor kid. He was the shooter, but yeah. he was in love and believed like he was going to go off to the afterlife and live with a My Little Pony character.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? And he has. I know there are all kinds of ways people get guns, and that's another tricky part of this whole thing, is you can buy a gun illegally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know why we couldn't all. So do you think everybody would agree with that, or do you think you'd find some folks out there who are like,
I still think
gun violence is?
Yeah, I don't know. I still think you're going to find people that are, because they get immediately defensive, thinking, "Oh God, here we go. They're going to come and try to take our guns away again. They're going to say it's the guns," and they just instantly become defensive. But
Right.
I would hope, and I think that most of the people do have that sense of.
Without
what a
taking away the
tragedy.
guns, though, okay?
Yeah.
Since we know people are are violent, obviously
Right.
it would help if they didn't have a firearm in their hands.
No,
when
but
they're
I
going
mean,
crazy.
you know.
But it's people. It's people that need. We need that waiting period. We need that background check. We need parents who are responsible. We need neighbors who are
And
responsible.
mentally stable. It
And-
wasn't. It was only about
Yes.
a couple years ago. I'm so sorry, but to loosen the restrictions on those who are mentally disabled or
Yes.
mentally have issues to make
Don't-
it easier for them to get a gun. I
don't
don't
understand it.
I cannot
It makes no logical sense to me.
grasp that. No. And again, I'm not about we're going to take your guns away. I'm not about that. I totally agree with you. But, it's just a tragedy that I would think everybody would agree on.
And I read the Second Amendment like there's a right to bear arms within an organized militia. You know what I mean? And to me, that connotes also just a purpose. You know what I'm saying? A protection, you know what I mean? A rising against to protect what's our, kind of thing.
Right.
Just like I feel like that's your right within your own home. You know what I mean? If you're going to
Absolutely.
protect yourself and
Absolutely.
your family, absolutely. There's no question about that. Nobody would question that.
Now, do you have a gun at home?
I don't. I have seriously considered it many, at different times in my life, and this past year was one of those times.
Yeah.
Do you have a gun?
I do. I actually used to be a cop.
Really?
Fun fact about me.
I think I did know that.
Yeah,
But it was just piled in with all of the other really interesting facts about you, and so I never got back around to asking you about it.
It's in the book.
Okay, so you were.
So I was a police officer, and
Okay.
I have a shotgun and a couple of other guns, 25, and, 45, and but they're hidden in the garage.
Mhm.
Instead, because I'm also huge on martial arts, I'm a black belt in Aikido. I have, and my family laughs at me. Go ahead, but I have my nunchucks under my bed, and
Okay.
so.
So you feel like that's a better.
To me,
I have
I
the
don't-
baseball bat under my bed.
I
so
just
yeah,
don't want to. I'm not somebody who, you enter my home, and I'm not going to be too forgiving. You have to immediately assess the situation. I'm used to that as a police officer. You have to immediately assess the threat.
Mhm.
And if it is a definite threat, I do want to hurt them and stop them from whatever their plan was. If they are attacking my family, then I will kill them.
There's no holds barred.
Pretty much.
I think we can all agree on that as well.
But again,
I
it's
mean,
just,
there's-
you're trained to just use force, which is necessary to get them to stop. And so I would not, again, it's all an assessment. You do what you do to incapacitate, and then if they continue to get up, you keep doing whatever you got to do. But if he has a gun in his hand or a knife and he's still lashing
No,
out.
I agree. I mean,
Right, so.
I don't want to harm anyone.
No.
Period. But if you're coming after my family, then
I mean, it's kind of out the window.
All bets are no. I mean, I will kill you.
Yeah.
I will kill you until I'm dead.
Right.
That's just the way it is. And I think
Yeah.
every man and woman, for every mother, father would say the same thing.
And I would think everybody would agree with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Talking about everybody agreeing.
Sure.
Why do we have to? I don't know. I didn't think it was about taking away people's guns and rights to bear arms.
I don't think that should be the focus.
It's like I'm not trying to take away your guns. We're just saying make it a little bit more difficult for people.
Yeah,
but
so
again,
that our children aren't shot at school like what happened here not a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is a failure, an absolute fail on our part.
Yeah.
If we have to worry about our children being shot at school, we have failed as a society, in my opinion.
I think it's just
there are other examples that I would say the same thing about, but I feel like that is something that I am ashamed of.
I wonder what
about this country.
Pro-gun, even the diehards, what if they would agree that something needs to be done with school shooting, and if so, what would be a plan? What would they recommend?
They recommended that teachers carry guns, or the like. This sort of they think that would be the solution. Something
More
pops
guns.
up like that, then they a teacher can kill a kid who's gone crazy or whatever. I think it's got to be tenfold. I think it's got to be, maybe there's some aspect of security at school. But it's got to be the parents. It's got to be the friends who are like, well, that's weird that he said that, or you know what I mean. It's got to be all kinds of, it's got to be multifaceted.
Yeah.
In order, we've all got to come together, which is what I want to see that across the board, for goodness sake. I mean, we talk about these. I mean, look, we've got the trial of Derek Chauvin going on right now. You know what I mean? Which is, I think, akin to this, and you as a former police officer, I'm sure, have a very unique perspective. But all of this kind of goes hand in hand, where nobody's against policemen, for goodness sake. We know them, we love them. They're our friends and neighbors. They're our aunts and uncles. They're our husbands and wives. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no one is against a policeman. They have one of the hardest, most difficult jobs on the planet.
It's crazy. I could not be a cop today. It's a crazy world.
Even
and it's
how long ago were you?
You have to be a different type of person if you're going to be a cop today. But I'm talking.
Here's my thing. I'm curious about what you think of this.
Yeah.
Because it seems like too many of the people who take that job, want that job, and are given that job, are not qualified emotionally, perhaps, or haven't gone through enough training, I mean, again, I can't speak. I'm curious what you think about that, because if you should be driving a truck, drive a truck. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You shouldn't be looking out for my life or the common good in society. You know what I'm saying? Just
it is a pretty rugged process to become a cop.
Okay.
Because you have oral boards and you do have your psych test and everything like that, right? And I've not met a police officer that I thought, dude, you need to be off the streets, right? But you hear about it, like, how did this person
because the
become a
percentage
cop?
is probably so small, right?
I would think so. And then
most of them are great.
And some people lie, don't they?
Okay.
They'll tell you exactly what you need to hear because they want to be a cop. They want to get out there. And I don't know anybody. I'm just saying the some that have been prosecuted and have done wrong and that kind of thing, that they got called out for and released and let go and all that kind of stuff. They slip through the cracks just like any job. But this one, you're putting people on the line, I don't know. It's just a crazy world. Like I say, so when I was a cop, I was a bit more compassionate, but tough, obviously, when you need to be. But I don't just come up on a drunk guy and just start yelling and beating him or anything. I used to give him rides home. I mean, which was fine because you get to know people after a while, and you know who this is. Oh, it's Steve walking down the street again, but today
that's the way it should be.
But today it's so different, and I think sometimes the cities are so big, too much population, that you couldn't do that all the time. I think you could in Santa Clarita. I mean, that's how I would be unless it was forbidden, But I know that I would have to have this super tough exterior. It would have to be where I would have to be a jerk, almost, right? because you can't let people take advantage of you, and most people don't have the respect nowadays for cops as they did back then.
Interesting. So the population has changed.
The population has changed
as far as
and
respect.
Yeah, totally.
So that's interesting because my next question to you is, I feel like what has changed from the population's perspective is that it's very much you and us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very much, police are looking out for police, and we're on our own. Is kind of how it's, that's kind of how it's become. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm oversimplifying, obviously, but do you feel like that is a result of the population losing respect, and it's kind of this vicious circle?
Well, yeah, I don't know about it. It's just cops watching out for cops and citizens for citizens.
I mean, us against them.
There definitely is a separation.
Is what I mean to say.
There's definitely a separation
okay.
now, and cops aren't as interactive as they used to be. In other words, you're coming upon a domestic or something like that. You're trying to go and figure it out, calm down, this kind of stuff. But now you have to. Now it's almost like ordering it to calm down, and you step over there and you come. It's just you don't have the time to interact in the way that might diffuse the situation a bit softer, right? Because there's escalation of force. You don't just come in guns blazing, right? But you do. You have to take time, and unfortunately, I think they are so smothered with calls, they don't have the time. So it's pretty much go in, disperse, and cuff up, and whoever needs to be, and take them if that's what the case is.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point too. Is that we need to remember what a small percentage these negative interactions are when there are hundreds of thousands of calls, happening.
So much,
And
I'm not saying all the cops are that way, but I've seen the change, and I've seen. Again, I can feel out cops' attitudes and that kind of thing, and they're just not as friendly per se, because again, it's always caution. You obviously have to always be in a yellow light zone whenever you're out on patrol, in your car, because people target now for whatever stupid reasons, right? So you always have to be on that edge. And that edge doesn't allow any room for you to just be going, oh, hey, loosey-goosey, how you doing? What's going on? No, It doesn't allow it. So there's very few that will step out of those parameters because it could mean your life and someone else's.
We're going to take a quick break. I'm here talking with Bobby Marchesso, former police officer. Stay with us. We'll be right back for some more on Common Ground. KHTS 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Save water and save money. SCV Water wants to help you find your fit and take advantage of conservation rebate programs that will help you save. Water your landscape more efficiently. Replace your lawn with water-wise plants. Conduct free in-home water surveys. Cover your swimming pool and more. Find the programs that fit your needs and start saving today. Visit conserve.yourscvwater.com to learn more.
That's conserve.yourscvwater.com.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com, located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
I listen to it all day, every day.
Hometown, your hometown station.
And welcome back, everyone. It's KHTS 98.1 FM, 1220 AM. You're with Bobby and Jason on Common Ground. It's 147. Now it's 87 degrees. It dropped 3 degrees out.
No kidding.
Yeah, I have no idea why.
We just freezed them out.
It's just weird, man. Oh, there was a breeze, something, or Patty had gas. I don't know. So,
that would have made it hotter, wouldn't it?
I mean, you would think, yeah, right?
Disgusting. So my son is going back to school.
Yes.
Yes, we were talking about going back to school before we got wildly out of hand and started. We went deep. But yeah, he's but just 2 days a week. It's a hybrid situation.
What district? are you?
Pasadena School District.
Okay.
Because he's in a dual language program for Spanish.
You live here in Santa Clarita, but
We
you're-
do. We
okay,
did live
but
in
you're
Pasadena.
Still going. Okay, gotcha.
And so, the next continuation was in Pasadena. He went to Sierra Madre. Now he's going to Blair High School, middle high school.
Okay.
And so, so he can continue his Spanish because he's got 6 years of Spanish under him, and sounds amazing. It's so great to see this almost pearly white boy talking Spanish with exact inflection.
I'm so jealous of
it's
that.
amazing.
I am so jealous.
Yeah.
I've tried to get my kids to learn a language. That was one of my objectives as a parent. I set out. I want my kid to know another language. I've been ashamed, that
Yeah.
I've studied Spanish, I've studied French, I love languages, but I never became fluent,
No.
And I just feel like that is something I wanted
So helpful.
so badly.
And I figured that Spanish was more practical at this point than Mandarin.
Yes.
Mandarin's also a good one to learn, but Spanish just seemed to be, it. And he's going to be able to increase his salary double, sometimes triple, because
Sure.
everybody needs, somebody will need that.
That's
So,
such
yeah,
a-
I think it's amazing.
so great.
And he's so great when he speaks it, too. He just sounds incredible. It's just perfect. So yeah, it'll be nice because he's excited. He hasn't seen his friends for over a year and a half now.
That's crazy.
So it is crazy.
My kids were excited to get back. They I don't know, my son especially felt. How old's your son?
He's 11 and will
Okay.
be 12 in May.
And mine's 12
So-
and will be 13 in October. So yeah, he was a great student. When we went into this, and it started to just slowly peter as time went on. You know what I mean? That his energy toward it and his motivation and whatnot. I don't know if you found the same thing. So we were super excited for him to get back into school, even though it's 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Which now that they're back there, especially my daughter who's almost 16, she's like, yeah, no, it's so much better in school because it's easier to focus, it's easier to learn, it's easier to
Absolutely.
listen. It's easy.
Yeah. Did you ever catch yours sleeping?
No, actually.
What?
No.
What?
No.
How do you do that? How come?
Well, because part of the house rules are they sit at the table,
Okay.
during the.
Okay.
And I walk through. No, I haven't caught them
Oh,
sleeping.
my Lanta.
Now that you say that, I'm surprised that I didn't.
You
catch
should
them.
be surprised. I know I'm not the only one because I would come out and the teacher's, speaking and classes going on, and he is passed out.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
But
wow.
I guess
Okay.
I guess you have a higher standard. Than,
I guess I'm just a
people.
better parent than.
Oh!
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 I'm just.
Oh!
I'm just slinging the arrows today.
Somebody call XII.
I don't even mean. I'm.
Oh.
Didn't realize
Was
I was.
that a 911 Hercules reference?
Yes!
Let's go.
Patty, my man.
Didn't even realize how mean I was.
Patty.
I am so
That
mean
is,
today.
wow, that's crazy that you discovered that about yourself. So,
anyway,
Mr. Downs,
yeah, I think it's extremely positive that they're going
I'm
back finally.
Good, yeah, I'm actually done now with you. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you can keep talking about this if you want, but I left the conversation.
Oh, okay. Well,
So, you have more Shakespeare stuff. It's his birthday.
yeah, it's his
and
birthday
he made
this
up
week,
a bunch
April
of
23rd.
words.
He made up a tremendous amount of words. 1,700 words he made up.
Did he make up poop head?
Quite possibly.
Like jerk?
Quite possibly.
Uncompassionate?
Let me look at.
Unfeeling?
He did add "un" to
Rotten?
a lot of words. So
I'm just curious.
let me-
Bozo?
Would you like me to read some to you? or
Sure.
you just
I
wanna
was
keep guessing.
I'm getting inspiration looking at you. So
This is also payback for insulting you. Okay.
maybe I'm over it, but I mean I don't care. So go ahead. Yeah.
No, I mean it's so easy. Easily, you're a better parent than I am. I don't even need to. I mean, I was so joking. It's not even funny.
It's interesting because I didn't laugh. So yeah, good. You have words there besides the suck up words? Come on.
All right, these are some straight up inventions. Okay, some are innovations, but these are straight up inventions.
Mhm.
Bandit,
Bandit.
critic, dauntless, dwindle.
He made these words.
He made up these words. Isn't that incredible? I mean, these are words that we never heard or used in the English language until he put them into one of
And
his
again,
plays.
400 years later, we're still using.
400 years later.
It's crazy.
Um,
Just like, I mean, like the show with you and I feel the relationship is dwindling.
Exactly. It's
See?
Yeah. And
Happy birthday,
Here's
Shakespeare.
another one that would describe our relationship here.
Okay.
Lackluster, that he also invented, and another one that I'm going to be once you do actually decide to leave me.
Yeah.
Lonely.
Oh.
He made up the word lonely.
He made up the word lonely.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, hello. What?
How does he?
How does that
How would
even
you do that?
I don't know.
That's kind of
swagger, which is another great word to
It's
describe.
being
you,
brought back.
in addition to
swag.
Yeah, exactly. Accessible, accommodation, addiction,
I never knew all this. That he
aerial,
aerial,
amazement.
See,
Now-
I,
now
like
there-
now,
It,
I am amazed.
you are.
that he did.
Which could have existed before. He may have, added the amazement. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
right.
word amaze. Arch villain.
Ooh,
He came up with
arch villain.
auspicious. Auspicious.
Yeah, now we're getting bigger words. I'm not sure I understand.
Baseless. Baddie. Bedroom. Bedroom.
The
Did
bedroom.
not. Yes.
It could have easily been room bed. No,
No.
never mind. That was stupid. Sorry.
Chambers.
Chambers. I like
but
chambers.
I'll be retiring to my chambers.
Yes. Could you carry me? I've lost my leg.
Birthplace. So again, the first person to put those words, together to make a single word. Bloodstained, blood-sucking,
Again, something I.
blusterer, which
Yeah.
you can call me later.
Okay.
Um,
After I clean the blood-stained studio.
bump,
Bump.
bump didn't exist before. I mean,
I don't even know. I have a good imagination, but I don't know how I would come up with. Oh, it bumped. What describes something when you kind of?
I think it's the sound. It's one of those words that sounds like what it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Interesting.
goes
Bump.
yeah.
When it's dark.
But
Ooh,
I mean, but all kinds
Bump
of
in the night.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Circumstantial,
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
cold-blooded,
Yeah.
cold-hearted. I mean, these are just the C's, for goodness sake.
Oh.
Critical,
Next week's show will be starting
Courtship.
from the D's.
courtship, critical, cruel-hearted, Dalmatian. He named the dog Dalmatian, I guess.
All 100 of them?
No, not their names.
Oh,
but
Yeah. Yeah. The breed.
defeat, depositary, dewdrop.
I thought Italians.
Dexterously,
Italians-
disgraceful, distasteful, distrustful, dog-weary. What? Go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought Italians came up with the word defeat.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, are those. Excuse me. This is. Can you watch out for defeat? Over here, right? You just went by me. No? I was thinking.
Watch out for the fist, defeat.
Right. If it wasn't the Italians, it definitely was the Buffalo Bills. Ooh. See what I did there?
Ouch.
Ouch.
Employment. He came. So the word employ must have,
Yeah.
existed, but
And then he just made it better.
Employment. Enwrapped. Epileptic. Equivocal.
How do you come up
I
with
don't know.
epileptic?
That's what I mean. It's crazy. How do you come up with?
He had to have. I don't know what he did. Remember, I said sometimes I don't understand people.
Yes. Yes.
What the heck, Will?
What the heck? I mean,
How would you? Wouldn't it be great to talk to him? How did you
It
come up with
would be
epileptic?
amazing? Amazing.
Hmm.
Far off, fanged, fairyland, fashionmonger, fathomless, featureless, friend-like, fitful, fixture,
And finished.
and that's enough.
Wow.
I mean, isn't that? I mean, that's just the.
It's crazy to me.
We got to the F's. It's
yeah, yeah.
incredible. So
I love that. We should go over some more words next week. Like just a few words, because I just think that's incredible.
It's incredible.
The words that you probably use all the time that you didn't know came from Bill.
Yeah, I mean, so here are some famous quotes. We've got just a couple, all right? And one is, brevity is the soul of wit, which I'll try and keep this brief. Of course, some of the most famous quotes would be to be or not to be. That's the question.
Right.
When Hamlet is questioning whether or not he should kill himself. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. I mean, so many of these things are just sort of now a part of our society.
I learned Shakespeare from Elvis.
Really? How so?
Well, in one of his songs, all the world's a stage, and you and I must play a part. Are you lonesome tonight? So, yeah, he says, you know, someone said, all the world's a stage. Does your heart? I'm done. I think we're done,
that
actually.
Makes me so as always, I want to thank my sponsors, Denny and Company, LLP, certified public accountants. They make your life less taxing. Reach out to Matt Denny right away at dennyllp.com or by calling 661-286-8860. The law offices of Lou Espin. When experience counts, count on experience at espinlaw.com.
Matt.
Call him at 661-254-5050. I want to thank Patty.
I feel like I'm at the Oscars.
Patty Schwika.
The music's getting
I wanna
louder
thank
while we're
Bobby
talking.
Marchesso. I know. Bobby Marchesso. I want to thank Jerry and Carl, our fantastic owners here at KHTS. A pleasure to have you here on Common Ground, where we can always agree on the important stuff. I'm Jason Downs. Bobby Marchesso. You're listening to KHTS. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and stay optimistic.
See ya.
KHTS AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 2 o'clock.